Good day, Bitcoiners. It is I, Mr. Clifford T. Mitchum, the Educational Director for BitcoinCrypto.news, here to host our Bitcoiners of Southwest Florida meeting today. I welcome all of you for checking us out, and we're off to a great start. The big thing that we have going on is, if you notice behind, we have a graphic, Go Solar Now. Our sponsor and the company that is going to be making waves, disrupting the solar industry, is Crew SWFL Solar. So what I've done is I've taken my experience and knowledge that I've gained in the crypto space, and I'm bringing it into the solar world, in the solar industry. So this way it makes it something that introduces and brings along that mass adoption that we're really all waiting for. So what I've done is I've actually started coordinating with the foundation of a particular coin that we're going to be doing the disruption with. And I've also been reaching out to supporters of this coin so we can go ahead and collaborate as far as announcements, as far as hype, as far as just communication about what's going on, so we can go ahead and bring the value up for the particular coin that I'm going to be introducing into the crypto space. This particular coin is not something new. It's something that's actually been around since 2014. So it's a coin that's well established, not just some fly-by-night or some coin that's, just starting out. It's not something that we have to necessarily go for an IPO or ICO or anything along that space. So it's a coin that I've actually been tracking for the last few years, and it's at a point that makes the incorporation very accessible and potentially very, very lucrative. The coin that I'm discussing is actually called, go ahead and share my screen. Drum roll, please. SolarCoin. SolarCoin itself has, like I said, been around since 2014. It's designed to incentivize people that have solar power by providing them with one solar coin for every megawatt of power that they produce. So this way, somebody who has solar panels on their rooftop, like myself, gets compensated by this coin. And it's going to further incentivize other utilities, commercial businesses, and people in general that are interested in solar power to actually utilize this crypto coin. So right now in the crypto world, it's trading at about 1.7 cents, 1.8 cents. So looking at in coin market cap, you see that's coming in at about 1.7 cents. So now what we're going to do is obviously we're going to accept this coin so that way people can use it to pay for their solar installations, and it'll actually add liquidity to this coin. It's designed to have 98 million produced. Now, 98 billion produced. Now, it's not produced in the regular mining sense. Whenever somebody's using their solar panels, based off the monitoring system that's reported to the SolarCoin Foundation, it keeps track of this and then transfer solar coins to the wallets of that particular producer. So therefore, it's not mined in a traditional sense like Bitcoin through proof of work. It's actually mined just through the proof of work through the solar power that those solar panels produce. So for every megawatt of power equals one coin. So now my system produces about 1 megawatt per month. So that means that I get about one solar coin per month, based off my production. But it's truly going to incentivize large utilities and large commercial operations to get solar coins, just like the miners collect their solar coins for their rewards, put those onto the open market. So it's going to add liquidity and flow. This way they turn that into capital for themselves for their particular products. And it incentivizes them to continue to expand into solar. And as this coin grows and more people start utilizing it to purchase their solar installations themselves, it's going to add further liquidity and increase the value of it. At its peak, this coin was trading for about $2.63 according to CoinMarketCap. All right, this has it at 205 is what it was trading at its peak. So there's still a lot of room for growth over the next few months. So now what I've got put together is actually a launch package, and I don't know whether to call it a perspective or just a brochure, but it goes through and outlines a bit about Crew SWFL Solar. As a solar company, we've been providing solar since 2017 for residential and commercial businesses. So whenever somebody's interested in going solar, they bring in Crew. Crew allows them to put either their down payment, a partial payment on the system, or the entire system for SolarCoin. And SolarCoin itself is going to be driven by that adoption. So when somebody purchases a system, they're going to be adding between 2,000 up as for a down payment up through 30,000, 50,000, $80,000 into the system to get these solar coins during the transactions. So it's going to add a lot of liquidity over time as we get more and more adopters into a system. Now it's to their advantage because the solar coins that they receive are going to increase in value and over time could potentially pay off a considerable amount of their system. Or they can become investors and just buy and hold the solar coin. And as they track the value increase, just like we are, they'll go ahead and profit from that. A solar installation itself operates for about 30 years. So they'll have about 30 years of production and accumulation of solar coin. And over this 30-year span, we can see a tremendous growth over that time. A key thing about SolarCoin and the foundation itself, it was set up in 2014 to incentivize people going solar. And it allows people that have had solar systems prior to 2014 to actually receive SolarCoin. So even if somebody doesn't have it just installed, just claim their solar coin by becoming a part of the foundation and getting their solar coins, their production goes all the way back to 2010 that they can get compensated for. So potentially groups that have large systems are sitting on hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars that's just waiting for them to be claimed. I've actually been in contact with several large solar installations about getting them to claim their coins, and that way they can go ahead and see how much they have for funds that are just sitting there. So big megawatt installations have tremendous potential to benefit and grow off this. So all this activity we're doing the pre-launch right now because I'm gathering supporters, I'm gathering investors to go ahead and promote the activity we have going on and to help build capitalization as we transition into accepting cryptocurrency. So this way we can ensure that everything is going to be successful and that we can avoid any SEC issues, because when somebody takes somebody's coins directly, or excuse me, when a business takes somebody's coins and were to put those into the open market, it becomes an SEC issue because it could threaten the financiers of a company. But since we're using capitalization, we're keeping them completely segregated. So that way we can use the capitalization to take care of day-to-day activities while we wait for the activity in SolarCoin to actually show its value and then recoup off that. We just went over a bunch of information relatively quickly. But just to go ahead for a quick recap of that, solar company Crew SWFL Solar, providing solar power for homeowners since 2017 in Florida, is integrating SolarCoin in their business and accepting SolarCoin as down payment, partial payment, or full payment of a solar installation. Solar power is the leading home improvement. So we're seeing a big adoption of solar in general. Particularly, I'm in Florida, and so are most all of you. But the Sunshine State itself has really been waiting for a giant boom in solar power. We get tremendous amounts of solar production. We have tremendous amounts of sunny days. So solar power has so much potential in Florida. We just need a greater mass adoption. And I really feel that SolarCoin as a financing aspect could offer a pathway to increase that mass adoption and to get that solar boom. Crew Solar been doing residential, commercial installations for about the last 3 years. We actually started doing solar education in 2016 and then graduated into managing the installations and helping homeowners put solar on their roofs, as well as businesses. So the SolarCoin Foundation itself has been around since 2014. It's an established coin. It's actually giving out rewards back to 2010. So as long as that installation can prove its production since 2010, they can get compensated for solar coins. And what we're looking to do is begin this adoption at the beginning of October, along our timeline here. Tell me, it's a big idea, it's a big plan. I mean, no other company currently is accepting, no company in the solar market particularly is accepting cryptocurrency. And for Crew to be the first one to actually do it, it opens the door for, you know, a lot of people to really benefit from it. SolarCoin itself also, well, Crew isn't the first company to really start using cryptocurrency, because SMA, it's a manufacturer of inverters. It's actually probably the third largest inverter manufacturer for the solar market. And it directly allows the owners of the solar installations to claim their solar coins through their Sunny portal. So all they have to do is click a single button and then put in their wallet address, and they actually start claiming their solar coins. Now, the biggest thing that's really been holding back SolarCoin is the lack of liquidity. So now this gives an incentive for those installations that have been accumulating SolarCoin to actually utilize their SolarCoin, putting them on the open market for homeowners to gather them up, to pay them into Crew, and then Crew can actually use those funds to expand solar. It also is going to lower the barrier of entry, because one of the key things about somebody when they do go solar is there's finance fees that are involved with this. When somebody's using SolarCoin, they can avoid those finance fees and save about 15 to 20% off the value of their system. Now, somebody, when they do go solar, it's generally broken down into three parts. They're paying for their initial deposit to get the system started, they're paying at the installation, and then they're paying again at the time of operation. So what a person can see is if they were to purchase all their solar coins at once and then divvy them out in a slow along those 3 points, what they'll see is a value increase in solar coin over that time. Because when somebody says, yes, let's go solar, and they put down their down payment, it's generally about 4 weeks before that permit is approved and it can actually get put on their roof. And over those 4 weeks, somebody could potentially see a tremendous increase in the value of solar coin. So therefore, the overall investment has dropped in that short amount of time. And then they go ahead and pay for the installation of the system. And then once, again, they have a final payment once the system, the installation generally takes about 2 to 3 days, if that. A lot can be done in 1 day, just depends on the size of the installation. So that being taken care of over another couple days, they make that payment. And then their final payment is when the system is actually turned on, because the utility meter has to be switched. So that way the homeowner can get notify the utility company, and the utility company will switch out the meter so that way they can tell the production that's coming from the solar and how much is used from the grid at night. So this is a tremendous opportunity for them to gain as the system's putting in, based off of the activity that's going on in the solar coin market. So it really allows them to take advantage of the activities that we have going on. So I kind of came into this whole idea because over the years, I've seen a lot of growth in the solar coin market, but it didn't have the incentive for people to actually utilize it because it was lacking in that activity, the flow. Because you could accumulate them, but what do you use them for? Who can you go and spend them with? And there was nobody out in the market that was doing that. So I really feel that my company Crew can step in, provide that liquidity. And to even go ahead and further bolster that, or I want to do it in a way that is measured. So I have a timeline that I've put together as far as what we can do to coordinate our own efforts and help the growth and the adoption of solar coin from the investment standpoint, which will further increase the value of it. So at this meeting, it's essentially our pre-launch. So at this time, we're just going to get everybody in place. I've come up with some graphics, and people can come up with their own graphics or whatever they'd like to do to go ahead and find items that we can go ahead and pass around and get more information about it and get a better presentation for people so that way they can get introduced to the coin. September 16th, I want to go ahead and start getting an actual advertising campaign to going on. So we'll be advertising on exchanges like CoinMarketCap. That way people can look at what the activity of SolarCoin in that place. And then I want to go ahead and get advertiser banner on like CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, and other websites so we can get greater growth there. We also want to make sure that we're coordinating our social media activity because that one's not going to cost any money. So as long as we're sharing pictures, liking pictures, getting that information passed around, we can go ahead and get greater activity going because we want to build up that desire about it. So that way on October 1st, we make the official launch and we'll actually be accepting it. So this way people have time to hear about it. They have time to get their account set up on Coinbase. And let me jump back for a moment. Their account on Coinbase, they can get their US dollars traded into Bitcoin. They can go ahead and get their Coinami wallet. So that way they can have someplace to hold their coins and get their account set up on livecoin.net because that's the only exchange right now that is that's the only American exchange that is actively trading it. Likey is available that's also trading SolarCoin. However, Americans aren't allowed to get on it because they don't like to go through SEC regulation. All right, so then October 1st is the official launch. This coincides with the beginning of the fourth quarter of the year. It coincides with the final opportunity for somebody to take advantage of the solar investment tax credit. Right now, whenever somebody gets solar, 26% of the value of that system, they get back in the form of a tax credit. That 26% number is dropping down to 22%. So people that really want to get in on their systems want to do it this year. So if we give them time between October to December, they can go ahead and get in and get their permits for their systems, get the whole thing started so they can qualify for that 26%. And then also it's just the end of the year. So we'll have a lot of activity just in the crypto space that people are doing some closeout activity. So it gives people an opportunity and pressure to say, hey, I want to get in on this activity now. I am looking to do $2,000 minimums for people. So it's not a matter of somebody just coming to Crew with $200, $300, $500. It's going to be coming in with $2,000. So every time we see somebody adding to the system, they're going to be coming in with a good chunk of change of 2,000 US dollars that they're converting into SolarCoin. And then I'm also going to be presenting an incentive of $500 for everybody that uses crypto. So that way it compensates them for that time and going through the hoops of setting up their Coinbase account, setting up their Coinami wallet, setting up their Livecoin account, and doing the little effort that's going to be so that way they can go ahead and get their learning curve up to speed. It's a decent amount of information, and a lot of people are curious about the idea that we have going on here. And then at the end of the year is when the ITC drops, so it kind of shuts the door on people coming in and getting their 26%. It also for people that are already in solar and that they're getting their checks back. Their checks are getting zeroed out for the net metering. Just a little side note as far as how net metering works. When somebody overproduces in their solar installation, the utility company takes that energy and they go ahead and move it to another house or wherever it needs to go, and they keep that track of that in the form of credits. At the end of the year, they actually give a check to the solar installation owner for the credits that they have remaining. So that way they're getting a check from that. They're getting their solar coins as far as a dividend from the foundation, and then it allows everybody to bolster up their taxes for the end of the year and getting ready for next year. So a lot of stuff going on there. Crew, solar company, accepting solar coins, promoting SolarCoin, and just doing what we can to drive activity in the crypto space. First company to market that's actually utilizing solar coins in this fashion, so that way people can actually get some liquidity and circulation about the coin. And it's a coin that's already established within the platform of the third largest inverter manufacturer, and a lot of their inverters are connected to large utility scale or commercial scale and even utility scale installation. Tell me, what are your thoughts?
Okay, Cliff, you there?
Yeah.
It's so hard to get these Zoom things unmuted. I tell you what, I've been trying to do it for 5 minutes. I finally figured that. I found the button. The solar coin. So you currently have to buy it or put your money in through Coinbase, and then you can transfer it to, you say, Livecoin?
Yes. You buy it on, you get your US dollars transferred on Coinbase. You move those to Livecoin to purchase SolarCoin.
Okay. And then you come to you and transfer the SolarCoin to you.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then that can be done through the Coinami wallet. So whenever somebody is holding on further to their coins, they go ahead and keep them there in the Coinami wallet, which is already established. And Coinami itself is a well-respected multi-coin wallet in the crypto space. So it's an established platform. We're not reinventing the wheel. We're already using what's available. Just to further bolster my commitment, what I'm doing here is I've actually logged in to my live, I have to log back into my LiveCoin account because I've been waiting to actually make a purchase because I didn't want any activity to shoot up too much for SolarCoin. So I'm actually going to make a purchase of it right this moment. So I'm over here on LiveCoin. We've got this one here. Boom. Buying that. See how much I got left. Buying that. So I'll calculate how much this is coming to in a moment. But this is about $1,000 that I have at. We're going to see this reverberate in the charts here. All right, let's keep bringing it up. Still got Bitcoin here. And we'll just keep doing this until it's all used up. There we go. That's all of it. So let's go ahead and see how much we ended up. 43,041 solar coins. So that just shot the price up about 20.32%. Let's see. Well, I'm sure this isn't reflecting in real time, but over the next hour or so, we'll see how that changes the overall pricing and what kind of activity we have going on in the solar coin space though. Something else to have. I'm not just, doing this on a whim. I've actually got investors lined up based off of the activity that we have going on. So as this catches more steam, I'll have investors that are putting up and capitalizing this to ensure that the systems can be done and we don't end up with some situation where a homeowner isn't actually getting their solar, and just the activity that the business is doing is going to be able to cover it in the beginning until it also grows to the point where it can cover itself. Everybody that's out in the solar that owns SolarCoin right now is going to be seeing a good jump in the value in a short amount of time. From here, after this meeting, I'm going to go ahead and announce this in the Slack, and that's where a lot of the supporters of SolarCoin are found. And I'm also going to go through and share with those on Facebook. So people that are in the SolarCoin space are going to really hear about this first. So that way, they're the ones that have been bolstering up this community, that have been supporting this for so long. Finally going to give them an outlet to actually add some liquidity. And I have a few installations right now that people are looking at, and they're getting their information together so that way they can look at using SolarCoin to purchase their systems as well. So we'll see even more adoption going through that, because this is not something I'm just gonna try for one day. This is the direction I really want to move the company into, and I'm going back and I'm talking to all of my current installations that have already been completed and getting them set up for their SolarCoin claim accounts. My company Crew SWFL Solar is also an affiliate with SolarCoin, so we have the authorization to go ahead and help other businesses file their claims so they can get access to SolarCoin. So a lot of activity going on, and a lot of just general movement that we're going to see reverberate through this space as more and more people hear about it, as we launch the advertising, and as we go further from there. On top of that, there's an investment opportunity that we have within the company. Now, I've mentioned a lot about the capitalization, and this capitalization is done to ensure that that the company itself doesn't fall on its face. So we do it in a measured fashion to ensure that it's going to be successful. So now when how somebody can invest with this opportunity is, first off, a basic capital investment. Somebody that provides investment funds for the company Crew and says, you know what, I don't worry about the capitalization. I'll just help you out with advertising and marketing. For that, the company is working on ensuring a 15% return. Just for business regulations, can't guarantee any return. But if you think of it as a private loan and somebody were to get 15% based off the funds that they present for that, that's along the lines that we intend to be successful and work with. The second type, and the repayment is what we would expect in January of 2021. So it gives us time to advertise between September through December, see what we have lined up for installations and funds accumulation, and return the invested funds to those people that wanted to take that route. Now, the second route is for crypto investment. This provides the funds for the development and collateralization. As I said, the way we're doing this is we're capitalizing the investment, and we're having the cryptocurrency separate. This way we get the system installed and paid for that. And then what we anticipate is once we go and sell the solar coins on the open market, we're going to recoup that capitalization and we should have a profit with that. And that way we're not risking investor funds, but we are risking company funds and putting on the hopes that the value will increase further. Now, the final level of, and we anticipate those investments to start paying off towards the end of December. So I'll probably start liquidating position in late December, and that way we can, we can get everything closed out for the year and start talking to our accountants and make sure we've done everything right, cross the T's, dot the I's, and insured everything. I have run this whole plan, or I've run this plan by someone that is Series 7 licensed, and they said that everything looks good. I'm further going to run it by an accountant and someone that with IRS experience to ensure that all the I's are crossed and the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Now, the third way of investment is, since we can't accept funds and trade them for somebody, we are not SEC licensed, but what we can do is let people know about the activities going on. So if we can let some particular supporter know that, hey, we just have an investor that's bringing in $250,000 to put off a solar installation, they'll have that information that we can go ahead and put out as a signal. And signal activity is something that's already happens and is common in the crypto space, and nobody I know of is going to jail for that. So we can surely ensure that, and they can benefit from that. And that way it also limits the tax liability from the business standpoint. So the self-directed investment, we would anticipate in the 60% plus range for return on investment. The crypto investment, we're looking to recoup those investors in about 30% to 60%. And the 60% is going to be the earlier investors. The sooner somebody gets in, the better we can go ahead and utilize the funds so we can have capital to compensate them for going down this road with us. And the capital investment, people that are just here to bolster up the advertising, help us out, we're looking at about 15% return on investment. So now, one of the key things that Crew is capable of doing is we're not just in Florida. Each of these states in green, Crew has the capability of getting solar installed in. So I know there's a lot of activity just due to the hurricanes that just went through Texas. So people are considering and thinking about solar power, because adding solar hurricane-proofs somebody's house. That way, when the grid goes down, their lights, their fans, their refrigerator, and everything else can continue to operate, and they can be that beacon of light within a dark neighborhood. So we're going to focus a lot of efforts in Texas, and then California's already got great adoption of solar. We'll see what we can do to get more marketing out that way. But Florida is where I'm going to focus because I'm here, and Texas as our 1 and 2 spots, and then everybody else will just see what kind of activity comes through. So now we are expanding this market, and we are looking to grow it further, and we're building relationships with installers, so that way we can cover more states. But if somebody's in a state that doesn't have that, they can still go ahead and put a deposit down, and we'll hold on to those funds until we can secure an installation for them and move forward with that. So now I do want to talk a bit about risk. Risk is inherent to anything in any investment, particularly crypto. It tends to be a volatile nature. Thinking of that, the value of SolarCoin with what it's trading at right now, we really see it largely having only increased. But there's a possibility of it going down. And one of the key things about that is, using funds that, from a self-directed investment standpoint, only using funds that somebody is capable of losing, because that's just one of the rules of cryptocurrency. But we've really limited the risk by keeping everything separated through the capitalization aspects that Crew's established. So this way it ensures that they'll be covered and minimize the risk on that. So we have tremendous potential, and we have tremendous growth that we expect to see over the next few months. Now, the platform that we're using to ensure this is called clean.tech. So if anybody that has an Apple iPhone or an Apple product, this software works great on that. It doesn't quite work on Androids well. They're still working on we're still working with developers to get that better. But if you have an Apple iOS platform, check out clean.tech in the App Store, and you can see that as far as your capabilities, and then get in touch with us, and we can go ahead and get everything going, with SolarCoin on that. So now SolarCoin itself, it's in currently 83 plus countries around the world. So this again isn't something that's just limited to the United States, which also means the capital investment that investors can put into it isn't limited to the United States. All around the world, people will have the capability to invest in SolarCoin and use the funds that they generate from that to get solar locally. Or as Crew goes wider, it's looking to go worldwide. So we'll be building relationships with installation companies, so that way somebody in a place like Australia that is been really big on using cryptocurrency or using solar power, they can take advantage of their systems through SolarCoin. Germany has been really big on utilizing solar power, so we can go ahead and use SolarCoin there. It's just a matter of language barriers in other countries, but the Clean.tech app allows us to well, actually, Clean.tech wouldn't be the product to use. We'd be using a manual platform that we can go ahead and design the solar installations and move forward with those. But the key about it is we will have the capabilities, and we're building the capabilities to further expand globally. And the claims process themselves. SMA has been installing inverters worldwide. SMA installations have been accumulating solar coins for years. So this flow that this is going to provide for them globally is truly going to bolster the activity in SolarCoin and lead to further expansion and further growth in the value of SolarCoin. We can see just furthermore from that. I also want to reach out to the Acoin Foundation, who's looking to build solar installations in Africa, and we could partner with them to raise funds and just kind of piggyback. Because if you see, there's not much for adoption of SolarCoin throughout Africa. So this can really, after reaching out with them, proving what we could do, we can go in there. But that again is a part of the larger vision, but we still have a lot of potential, a lot of room for growth. All right, so we're looking to expand that throughout the United States, particularly because that's where most of us are. So I'll go ahead and stop the screen share. I'm gonna go ahead and take this idea, start spreading it around, start promoting it more, seeing what everyone else feels, and building off that, and building more. The crypto space itself, mass adoption's been the one thing that has truly been lacking. And when we have more opportunities for businesses to follow suit and follow the example, because this type of example is something that's going to be seen and it's going to be recognized throughout the solar industry. And based off this success, I'd anticipate a lot more companies beginning to offer their products for SolarCoin as well. So that way it's going to further bolster the growth and the adoption of SolarCoin and just in cryptocurrency in general. Because going with the established multi-coin wallet of Coinami, it opens up the platform to other investors to look at other coins. People that wouldn't normally be looking at cryptocurrency or really be considering it, but they've largely heard about it, but they haven't truly heard about it in a way that they can directly interact with it. So they can finally take advantage of that and get that greater mass adoption that we'll see. So I'm really eager and excited to go down this road, and everybody that's looking to go down this road with me as well. I'm going to put this brochure into the chat, so that way everybody can go ahead and download that, and that way everybody can take a look at it for themselves. So if there's something else that somebody feels I haven't thought of that I should change or add, now's the time to actually mention that, because we can go ahead and make changes now. Over the next 2 weeks is solidification aspects and the time that we can go ahead and make changes and adapt. I'm also going to put in my email address, or my email address is on that form. So go ahead and download that. But reach out to me for ways that you become an investor and what we can do to move funds and, begin going down that journey and seeing more activity go around. And then Crew as a company, we are actually also very involved politically. So I've been up to Tallahassee and done lobbying for solar power the last 4 years, since the company was started. So I do have the ear of politicians, and they will also be looking closely at what we have going on, and particularly off its success and how they can duplicate that activity. There's even opportunities where when local municipalities are considering it, we can request funds in SolarCoin and get them established. If not, at minimum, getting their utilities claiming their solar coins and bolstering it that way. So it's tremendous opportunity. There's tremendous potential, and we have a global capitalization for doing all this. Really excited. I've been working on this plan for the last month or so, and my background's in engineering, so I tend to really think things through and look at them in a detailed way. And I feel that the details that I've covered should keep everything protected and allow for tremendous profit potential, particularly for those that have already been accumulating and stacking their solar coins over the last 6 years. So it's, I really feel is going to be something that's going to be noticed definitely. So I've also reached out to some magazines, so we'll see about promoting it on those platforms. I'm going to be doing some press releases, so that way the newspapers have an opportunity to pick it up, and looking at other crypto shows and hosts, corners, analyzers, and see what their feelings and thoughts are on this as well. And this is the first opportunity for all of you to really take advantage of it, because getting in on the ground floor is where people have that ability to truly maximize their profit potential. And this type of firsthand information and this groundbreaking access is what people can really change from most people getting a couple thousand a year to, if they have enough coins, becoming millionaires. I don't want to promise anything like that, but the potential activity is there depending on how much somebody is holding. So I just refreshed our screen, and let me go ahead and show this to you all. SLR, see it's gone up to 2 cents, 14% increase there. All right, but nonetheless, we just pushed it up to 2 cents. So everybody acting in concert, we can actually go ahead and get this moving more and continue these gains. So it's all coming down to a matter of people getting in. As I have more investors, you're going to see me dropping more funds in there. But the big thing is going to be moving in October, because as a company, we're going to be just kind of accumulating right now and ensuring that we have enough coins that we can have liquidity in the market. Because what we're seeing right now is a volume of solar coins has been the several hundred, and we need to ensure that we have enough that we can go ahead and put them onto the market at the several thousand level, and we can get that volume flow that's going to make sure that it's enticing to more investors and enticing to more homeowners, as I see the potential growth that they'll have and bolster up as a company or as an individual investor. So we'll have those. I know I have currently, there's 3 homeowners that are strongly considering it, and that I'm going to be sitting down and discussing with them. One has a system that 80,000 in itself, another one that has a system that's going to be about 50,000, and then another system that's coming in about 35,000. And then we also have people that want to look at batteries. Adding batteries to a home starts off in the 15,000 range and goes up depending on how much electricity that home's going to need. So one of the key things is, as a company, Crew is different from other solar companies where they're just focused on whatever solar equipment they have in their warehouse. Crew has relationships with a network of installers, so that way we can provide the best options for a homeowner rather than whatever somebody has on hand. So now that also gives us the capability to have conventional solar panels. We will have access to, I'm working on this one, it's still coming down the pipe, but even Tesla solar roofs, one of the hottest solar items on the market. And we already have an established relationship for Tesla power walls as far as the batteries in the market. So we have so many tools in our chest. Plus, on top of that, we have the ability to go across states, which many companies do, but going across states and doing it in crypto is really enticing. And if we see anything like this going on in the real estate market, it's truly something that we'll see a good jump in. So I just want to express that. And then another key thing about this is, tell me what I'm not thinking of. What did I overlook? What did I not see? What did I not take into account? Tell me something. Bulletproof my idea, because I think it's pretty solid. It's very simple, using established systems and not reinventing the wheel. I mean, I've been using the Coinami wallet for years myself, Coinbase itself has been incorporating custodial accounts. So this is something that can help SolarCoin get reestablished. I think looking to get on Coinbase is one of the things that could definitely be on the horizon. As we get more and more companies that are closer, that are looking at this closer and closer, and we can guarantee particular activity and particular utility of the coin, we can see a lot of that growth. Now, SolarCoin itself encourages people to go ahead and use it for circulation, to use whatever product, to purchase whatever products they like. And for a greater vision, I do anticipate expanding from just solar rooftop installations to anything solar related. So if somebody wants to lower their energy consumption by replacing their air conditioner, we could have Crew can go ahead and put that deal together by having an air conditioning company that's in our network, and they can use SolarCoin to purchase that. And it's really going to be particularly somebody that has the ability to save up solar coins, or somebody that's been saving up solar coins. Say that somebody's had miners in their garage that have been just heating up the garage, running up their electricity bill for the last umpteen year. They can go ahead and get rooftop solar for their house. Now they're not worried about their electric bill, right? Because they're using clean, renewable energy. One of the key things that the Bitcoin has had on its back as its proof of work is that it's an energy hog. So it can go ahead and say, well, I may be an energy hog, but now I've installed this solar installation to offset the energy that I've been hogging, and it's in a cleaner fashion. Somebody that has a proof of stake coin that's just sitting on servers. Those servers can be run with a solar installation on the rooftop of the building. So this is something that can really add to the reduction in the footprint of the carbon footprint of cryptocurrency in general. So something we can see across the board. So with that, that's about all I've got, everyone. So I do appreciate everybody sitting in on the meeting and hearing us out, checking out what we have going on and what's going on in the crypto space. Thank everybody for joining. Be sure to stay close. Stay on. I like CoinMarketCap to follow my coins, even though it's purchased by Binance. That doesn't bother me. It's still got great information, and it's a great resource to use. But whatever platform you like, be sure to look at that. Keep track of SolarCoin and follow up with what's going on there. So other than that, you all have a great evening. Thanks for spending time with us, and go to the moon with SolarCoin. Thanks for being on.